Hey guys, and welcome to this brand new video. So today's video is actually not on a Saturday, it's on a Tuesday because in last week's update video, I promised you guys to make a video on the Druid Training quests for every single day of the week. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at every single day of Druid Training from the past week. In this video, I show you the exercises as well as I explain to you how it all works. So in case you're interested and all this stuff is pretty much new to you, then go ahead and keep on watching. We have got quite a lot to talk about today because we've got 7 days of the week to discuss. So without any further ado, let's just jump straight into it. First off, we have Wednesday, of course, and this is all footage from my update video from last week, so it's not going to be as smooth as the other days, but I hope you can appreciate what I did here. So I'm starting out with the task changing lanes, and this one is actually pretty easy. Basically, all you have to do in this task is, like the title says, change lanes. In the big paddock, you have the circle with borders. The blue lines are the borders, and in that circle, you'll see lanes. So you could have a lane at the total outside of the circle, you could have a lane more towards the middle of the circle, and every time that on the screen the text change lanes now pops up, you have to change from the lane you were previously in to the one that's appeared now. You can see me doing it on the screen as well. I really hope I'm explaining this well, but yeah, that's basically all you have to do for the first task of Wednesday. A tip I can give you for this one is if you have a lane that's more towards the middle of the circle and you find it hard going in full speed, slow down a little bit. This is not about speed, this is about control, so you can always slow down if you need to. And yeah, that was it for changing lanes, so let's move on to the next one. Next up we have Avoid the Shadows, and this is one of my personal favorites because one, it's quite easy, and two, it's actually quite enjoyable to do. Again, you have this circle in the paddock that's marked by the blue lines, but this time instead of having the lanes, you have other circles in there, within the middle a shadow. You can never ever cross the circles that are around the shadows. You have to avoid crossing the circles around the shadows. You can also see those red lines going around the shadows too, and that's to indicate that you cannot come near that shadow or you will fail the quest, I guess. One tip I can give you for this one again is it's not about speed. If you do need to slow down, you can. This just takes some time and it's not about speed. So, you know, just keep that in mind. Again, you can see me doing it on the screen as well, and I hope that the second one is clear too. Our last task of today is carousel, and this is not one of my favorites at all. The reason why I don't really like this training quest is because it's hard to stay in the circle that's marked by the blue lines, because if you go out of the circle, you automatically fail this training quest too. But other than that, all you have to do is you have the 4 poles, and behind you there's a higher pole which you can't jump over, so it's important to find the right direction. You also have the red on the ground, and that also indicates in which direction you have to go. So basically you have to look at the faded part, and that's where your horse's behind should be towards. Then you just go ahead and run in circles while jumping over the poles, and it's important to keep control of your horse here, but it's really hard to do, so success with this one. But yeah, that was everything for Wednesday, and then now let's move on to Thursday. The first task for Thursday is jump the shockwaves, and this one is pretty easy. Basically, you'll be put in that same circle, and every single time you see a line of fire coming towards you, all you have to do is jump over it. Sometimes it may seem like no line of fire is coming, but then suddenly a line of fire is coming. So make sure that you pay attention, look around yourself very well, and make sure you see every single line coming, because if you don't see it coming, you'll fail. And that's basically everything about jump the shockwaves. It's not that hard. All you have to do is just jump over the lines. I'm actually not sure if it's fire or electrical waves. Since it says jump the shockwaves, I'm assuming they are shockwaves, but it does look like fire, and in the past it looked even more so like fire. So I'm just gonna say fire because it's orange too, so that might be easier to understand. Anyway, moving on to the second task for today, which is gather ghost lights. And this one is so annoying. Oh my god, this quest is really annoying. Basically, what you have to do is you'll be put in the paddock, no circle this time, but you'll see a lot of these ghost lights flying around and they go up and down, and basically you have to catch 20 of them before the lesson ends. Now, how do you catch these things? Basically, you have to run into them, and sometimes you also have to jump to actually get to the ghost light, because sometimes you can't get to it by just running under it. For this quest, I would recommend trying to find the lines of ghost lights, because sometimes they're in like one line, and then ride in that line and jump once, and sometimes you may have already collected 4 by just jumping once, so that might be a tip. And then let's move on to the third one. Last but not least, we have choose the symbol, and this has everything to do with the soul riders. As you know, we have the moon, we have lightning, we have sun, and there's also a star, but that isn't mentioned very often in these exercises. Basically, you'll be put in the middle of the circle again, and then the text on screen is going to say choose the symbol that represents the moon, for example, and then you have to run to the circle with the moon in it, and then you will get a new task. So for example, you'll be put back in the middle and it'll say stand on the sign that represents lightning, and then you have to go to the lightning sign, and so on. You have to do this 10 times, and one thing I can tell you is that every single symbol is staying in the same place. So let's say the moon is right in front of you, it'll stay there for the rest of the exercise. So try to memorize where every single symbol is. And then that was it for Thursday already. And then now let's move on to Friday. For Friday, I found out that I had the exact same missions as for the one from Wednesday. So right here, I'm starting out with avoid the shadows. Afterwards, I did, which one was it? Then I did obstacle carousel, and afterwards I did the last one, which was switch lanes. Because there isn't much explanation needed here, I do want to make a quick note, and that is that in the description box, as well as in the pinned comment, you'll find timestamps to every single quest as well as every single day. So in case you ever need that, it will be there. It is Friday today, and our first training quest for today is actually a new one. So the first one is catching a runner, and in this training quest, all you have to do basically is you see a green ball on the ground and you have to chase it basically. At the top of your screen, you'll see a health bar of the enemy, and you have to completely empty the bar, and then you have killed your enemy. Doing so before the lesson ends, because you have to before the lesson ends, is actually quite hard. I failed 2 times before I actually got it right, so it's actually quite hard. The thing about this runner too is that it's able to teleport, so once you're running after it for quite some time, it'll teleport to the other side of the arena, and honestly, that makes it even harder. This training quest is all about control too, so make sure that you have control of your horse. Sometimes your horse turns faster in canter than in slow gallop, so make sure you pay attention to that too. And yeah, that's basically the only new training quest for today. The other 2 for today are gather ghost lights, in which you basically have to catch the ghost lights, of course, and the second one, or actually the third one, is choose the symbol, which again is just going to the symbol it tells you to go to. And with that being said, that was everything for Saturday. On Sunday, we are starting out with another new quest, and this is Dodge the Lightning, and this is very, very similar to Jump the Shockwaves, only this time you won't have shockwaves to jump over, but you'll have little circles of lightning to avoid. This training quest is not the easiest either. Sometimes it bugs too. The first time I failed and I wasn't even running into any lightning, so sometimes it does bug, and a tip I can give you for this one is basically don't go too fast, because you'll lose control over your horse and you'll probably run into lightning. Also, don't jump, because you don't have any control over your horse when you jump, so don't jump. Moving on to precision riding, which I was actually really looking forward to doing this quest again. In this quest, basically you have a line on the ground that you have to follow as precisely as possible. I think there's 2 circles, one 8 form and one little S form to complete, so yes, you do have multiple figures to complete. And the tip for this one is going to be the same as with all the previous ones. Don't go too fast. I did that in the first part because you had this one line that was just straightforward. I was like, I can like gallop here, not that big of a deal. I did, and eventually I failed, so don't go too fast here either. And yeah, that was it for precision riding. Now, after precision riding, I actually got to the next reputation level and I got a reward. From this reward, I got 2 new little effects for my horse and also some ice cream, but that's not really important. So here you have the 2 effects. One was the purple sparkling powder and the other was the purple butterfly powder. Now I'm gonna go to my home stable for a second. Here we are with my starter horse, because you can only put these powders onto your starter horse, and I'm gonna show you both of them. So first we have the purple sparkling powder, which I thought was very impressive. I really like this one. And then I exchanged the sparkling powder for the butterfly powder, and at first I didn't see the butterflies, but when I noticed them, they were very cute. I love purple. That color is amazing to me, and these butterflies were really cute, so that was nice. And then moving on to the last training quest for today, which is again, avoid the shadows. So I explained that in Wednesday, I think, so if you want to go back to the explanation, there's timestamps down below, so keep that in mind. And it's Monday, you guys, so today we don't have any new quests, so I'm just very quickly going to go over all 3 of them. First off, we have Catch a Runner again. I think I explained this in the Sunday part, and if you want to go back to that explanation, there will be timestamps to every single Druid Training quest, as well as every single day of the week in the description box, as well as pinned comment. Moving on, we have Jump the Shockwaves, and again, you'll be put in a circle, and there will be shockwaves coming towards you, and you just have to jump over the shockwaves and not run into them, basically. And then last but not least, we also have Changing Lanes, which is pretty easy too. And that was everything for Monday, you guys. And then now let's move on to the final day in this video, Tuesday. On the last day of the week, which is Tuesday, of course, we have 3 quests, which none of these are new either, so let me go over them for a second. The first one that you get is another Dodge the Lightning one. I really hate this one because it's so easy to fail it, but anyway, that was the first one. Then we get another Precision Riding quest, which this is also not one of my favorites, and again, don't go too fast because you'll fail. And then last but not least, we also have Gather Ghost Lights, and in my opinion, this one's pretty fun. So Tuesday is not my favorite day, but it's an okay day in my opinion. And that was it, you guys, not only for Tuesday, but for a full week of doing the Druid Training quests every single day of the week. If you do every single Druid Training quest for a full week, by the end of the week, you'll have 4,300 XP, and also at the end of 1 week, you won't have unlocked any missions just yet. This was just 1 week of the training, but make sure you keep on doing this consistently to unlock the missions as well as amazing rewards. So yeah, keep going, and that was it on Druid Training. And that was everything for Druid Training in a week time. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you found it helpful, which I really hope you did, then please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. If you would like to see more videos of mine, namely another one tomorrow, an update video, as well as another video on Saturday, then go ahead and also subscribe to my channel. Make sure to turn on your notifications as well so you'll never miss out on any videos I post, because we all know YouTube. And with that being said, I really hope I'll see you back in tomorrow's update video. And until then, have a great evening, afternoon, whatever it is at your place. And until tomorrow, bye guys!